So, if you guys saw the title, what we're going to talk about today is poor planning. Today is, I do believe, July 10th, 2021, and this hit me, not hit me, but I went to the store, so I'll tell you the story. Went to Walmart to pick up a few items. Walmart was near my house, it was open, it was kind of early in the morning. I needed to get these things before I went to work. I went there, got a few items, looked around, and then went to proceed to check out. Now, if you go to Walmart or if you work at Walmart, you see the changes. Now, I work in retail, I work at a grocery store. If you're new to my channel, I won't say which one, but I work at a grocery store. I've been in the grocery industry for about 25 years now. How sad is that? Just saying, that's whatever. So when I went into Walmart, I've been seeing the changes that they have going. And it's a sign of the times, and I'm very aware that basically I am a cashier, I'm obsolete. That's one. Two, what really got me was when I went to line. So now if you want to go through U-Scan, you have to use your card, debit, whatever you have, food stamps, credit card, whatever that you use, right? You're no longer allowed to use cash. And if you watch, and I'm here in Las Vegas, if you watch and pay attention, and I say pay attention because a lot of people just go along every day with their lives and they're not paying attention to what's really going on around them. And I understand people have a lot going on, but at the same time, you have to be aware what's going on. Places you go, prices are rising. Maybe your power's being shut off. Roaming blackout, just little things like that, random things. So when I went to go proceed to check out, there was only 2 cashiers open. I started to get, and you know that old thing, you try to get into one line, but you think the other one's gonna move faster, and you get into that one and it's the slowest one. So I proceeded to go to the one that I thought was gonna be faster, but then I saw the other one and I said, oh, let me just go to this one. And then as I thought about it, I was gonna switch to the other lane. And the guy that was in the one that I was going to literally got pissed off and dragged his basket. You could totally tell he was irate. He's probably in his 50s, older gentleman. He was mad because the line was taking so long. So then I went and got in the line that he just got out of. I looked at the cashier, and the couple in front of me was a couple, husband and wife, and they were doing maybe $100 worth of groceries. They still had some stuff up on the belt, but their basket was kind of full, so I got it. It was a lot of stuff. So I proceeded to kind of not analyze the situation, but I was watching the cashier. Now let me explain this to you. My parents are in their 70s. So they're the baby boomer generation. This gentleman had to be a baby boomer. He was in his 70s. He was elderly. He was very slow. And he was working. And all I could think about was, and I could see the couple was maybe slightly irritated because he was literally scanning. He was picking one item up very slow, he's 70, okay? So working in the industry with the public, I never get upset, especially when elderly people come through my line, because what I do is I see my parents, I see my grandparents, I can see my uncle, my auntie, and I would just hate for somebody to be so rude to them. You get what I'm saying? I'm really big on that. I'm really big on customer service and treating people how you would want to be treated. Facts. If you ask any place that I've worked at, even the place that I'm working at now, they love my customer service because I'm genuine, and I do like people. I'm very chitty chatty. I'm an introvert. I like my private time, but then I do like people. I like to interact, and it shows. When you're genuine, it shows. So I just waited. I mean, I was kind of in a hurry, but hey, I'm the one going to the grocery store, so I'm going to have to wait for him. But something clicked in my head, something that I heard a long time ago while I was reading a book, and it was probably a podcast and an interview, and here this man is in his 70s, so clearly he's retired. You could tell, and he almost looked like he was a retired vet. So he was retired. Obviously, he's probably got a pension, hopefully, some Social Security coming in, and I don't know what his savings look like. But obviously, if he had savings, and I don't want to assume, because some people will go to work because they just want that interaction with people and they're bored at home or whatever the case may be. But this is where planning comes into place. Planning, not the poor part, but the planning. I just thought to myself, what is this gentleman going through to where he has to stand on his feet for 8 hours at a local Walmart and check people out. Now, usually when you think of checkout, you think of people that are very fast. They get the line moving. They want people in and out. That's what a business, like I would say brick and mortar, they want people in, get your items, grocery, supermarket wise, department stores too, but you get what I'm saying. They want people to get in, make their choices, and move along. So I'm thinking to myself, what kind of planning did he do? And I can assume, because I don't know him, I didn't ask any questions, but I just look around and I'm seeing, especially in Walmart, they do, and I do like the fact that they do hire elderly or older people, because they need income too. But now let's talk about the poor planning. Why is he there? Is someone not necessarily taking care of him, but do you get where I'm going with that? It's like, okay, what does his Social Security look like? So I know every year, I guess, I'm not on Social Security, so I don't know, they get a bump up. So maybe it's $25, I don't know, 1%, 2%, whatever the case may be. But this further shows how the system is very messed up. It's very it's broken. It is broken. This man has obviously been retired, I would say maybe between 5 to 10 years, I don't know. So he's been getting this money for X amount of years, but now he feels the need that he has to come in. I'm just assuming, I don't know the situation, but for a lot of people that I see that are elderly, they are there because they need the money. So if you're getting a pension, a Social Security, you would think that would be enough to live on. What are some of the factors that is bringing them back to the job market? These are people that worked all their lives and they literally cannot make ends meet. They have to go to a local Walmart to work to make ends meet. How sad is that? And that's sad. I don't care what you say. That is sad. Now, the ones that are there because they want to interact with people, that's great, because they're lonely, or they just they want to have something to do with their time. Once again, there's one more thing: poor planning. How I'm setting it up and how I'm teaching my son is, what is your passion? Okay, start setting it up now for your passion. So when you do retire, because a lot of times when people, what I'm noticing, and my parents are retired, a lot of people retire and they don't know what to do with themselves. They don't have a hobby, or they didn't set money aside to be like, okay, I just want to travel for the rest of my years after I retire. They didn't set themselves up. They did poor planning. So I know I'm 43, about to be 44, like in 2 weeks or something like that. I literally would have to wait another 20 to 25, maybe 30, because as I get older, they're raising the limit on when you could retire and collect your Social Security, right? So I don't know what it's going to look like in the next between 20 or 30 years, right? So I'm planning now, which I probably should have been planning in my 20s. And let me just give you a little background. So my father used to work for Bank of America. And my mom, so he's very savvy. And then my mom worked for the school district. And before that, she worked for the Navy hospital. So my parents are pretty savvy. So my dad told me a long time ago, Aisha, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. I did listen, but I fell off. I'm not as savvy as I used to be when I was younger, with just saving and having just all kinds of different things. But now I'm starting to realize, as things are changing very quickly, that the climate is changing, not the climate, but just prices are going up. We're talking about inflation. It's harder and harder the average person is getting priced out of the housing market. Have you tried to buy a car lately? What kind of income do you have? Do you just have a job? Do you have a side hustle? Do you have a side business? Or do you have an online presence? These are things that I'm doing right now, and I'm teaching my son as he gets older, because it seems like certain jobs are being basically wiped out. And as they're being wiped out, you're being wiped out. And if you're not setting yourself up for success or to have more income coming in, it's going to be very hard for you in the future. When I mean by the future, I'm not even talking 1, 2, 3 years down the line. I'm talking about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. I am planning right now so hard. After I saw this gentleman, it clicked in my head. I was like, wow, this is a gentleman that's probably worked all his life very hard. And here he is in a Walmart on his feet. He had to comfortably be 70. I'm very confident that he was 70-ish. checking out people all day, 8 hours. So something's broken. What's broken? The system's broken. So if he's getting all this, like, all, quote unquote, all this money, why can't he not survive, but why does he have to take on a job in his 70s after he's already retired to make ends meet? So the system's broken. What's going up? I want people to look around and start paying attention. Your power bill is going up. Your gas is going up. Your food is going up. Do you have insurances? That's going up. Just little things are going up, and that all adds up. So if you're being taxed here, and your money's just flowing out, and your cost of your wage is not going up, that's a problem. Your dollar is not stretching, and I think a lot of people are not paying attention, and it's going to be really too late for them to catch up or adapt. I've been adapting for years. Ever since 2008, I've been adapting, paying attention of little trends, especially working in a grocery store is an excellent indicator of what's going on, because you get to see, I don't care if you're black, white, Hispanic, disabled, old, young, whatever, what religion you're is, everybody has to eat. So everybody makes their way to the grocery store. And as I see the baskets get smaller, the packages get smaller, people are buying less. They keep asking me, why is my total so high? If I hear that 5 or 6 times a day, I know that, something's wrong, because people are asking me, I'm just checking you out. I didn't put anything in your basket. You should know, when you picked it up, and people go to generally what they're used to. So like when I go grocery shopping, which I have to do today, actually, big grocery shopping for the house, I generally get the same things. It's rarely like in case if it's a special occasion or something, I'll get something different, but I usually spend the same amount. So when people start asking me, didn't you, and you would think, well, didn't you look at the prices? Well, if you're used to something, you've been in it for the last 6-7 years, maybe it fluctuates 2 cents to 5 cents, 10 cents at tops, but now it's jumping 50 cents, 89 cents, $1, so on and so forth. You're really like brought back when you come to the register. You're like really trying to figure out what just happened here. Okay, it's called inflation. Maybe it's here. People think it's not here, but it is here. If you pay attention, if you pay bills, the average person, I would say, I like to give people some credit. Sometimes I don't give people credit, but I'm giving people credit. I think people are becoming more and more aware of what's going on. So circling back to that gentleman, it just really made me think that I need to step my game up 10 times fold. I need to give you guys more content on things I'm doing to bring income in and hold on to my money, not currency, my money in currency, and make it stretch, make it work, make it, when I become obsolete, I'm just gonna give you a quick question. So let's talk about Walmart. Did anybody pay attention? Well, actually there's a certain Walmart that just implemented it here. They literally wiped out almost all the cashiers but 4. And this is a big super center. I won't say where it's at, but it's a super center here in Vegas, so it's very large. And in the whole store, they have 4 cashiers. The rest are the U-Scans. Now, I run U-Scan, and it's a job. It's a very you have to have a certain kind of mentality to run it. You have to be very good, but you have to be aware. Now, this particular Walmart, I hadn't been for it in a while, but they remodeled it, and their U-Scan consisted of 25 registers. And so these are self-checkout. You do all the work. You scan it, you bag it, and then you pay. You don't get the interaction with the cashier. And if you want to use U-Scan, you have to use a credit card, debit, EBT, Visa, American Express, whatever you got. You can't use cash. Isn't that interesting? I'm just throwing that out there. Only a few people will catch what I'm throwing out. Just saying, you're not allowed to use cash. If you want to use cash, you have to go to the cashiers. Mind you, there's 4 cashiers open. And that day, there was 4 registers for the cash register, but only 2 were open. There was only 2 cashiers. So if you work in the industry, retail or whatnot, you kind of get where I'm going with that. Things are being slowly phased out, and it's like people think it's an inconvenience. Oh, well, I don't like that. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. You might not like it, but it's happening whether you like it or not. You sitting there and complaining, saying, hey, well, I'm not going to go over there. It takes jobs. Look, I'm a cashier. I've been running U-scans. My son is 20. I think the first time I ran one, he was maybe 1 or 2. So let's just say 20 years, 18, 19 years. Yes, they were around back then. I've been running it, and I've been hearing that same phrase for almost 2 decades, 20 years. It takes jobs. Yes, I'm aware it takes jobs, but at the same time, there's someone over there. It's me. I have a job, but I'm very aware I am not delusional. I'm not aware that that's where everybody's moving in. It's just not the grocery industry. It's not just retail. It's just they're at Target, they're at Walmart. People are talking about fast food. Have you been? I don't eat McDonald's whatsoever. I've not stepped foot in McDonald's probably since I was a teenager. I don't know. We don't do McDonald's. We do very little fast food. But the whole thing about now you go and you touch screen what you want, less and less interaction. You don't have to go to the cashier. Someone just hands you your food. How about the new machine? Is anybody paying attention to the new machine? It's called Flippy. So I think they said that this machine costs between 20, don't quote me on this, please do your due diligence and look it up. This machine costs between 20, 30,000. And I'm just throwing this out here for people to catch it. You can catch it or you cannot catch it, but I'm just telling you, it is what it is. People need to be aware and do their own research. So this machine costs between $20,000 to $30,000, right? People are screaming, oh, we need to raise the minimum wage. We need to raise the minimum wage. How about we start teaching our children now coding, skills that actually are for the future. For example, this is kind of where I'm kind of not pushing my son to, but I'm planting the seed. So moving forward, we're moving into electric cars. So why not have your children learn a skill for the future? Let me say that one more time. A skill for the future. Yes, they all have passions. Yes, they might want to be a veterinarian. Yes, will that be necessary in the future? Obviously, because people will have pets. But what will be in high demand? Coding, anything medical field, certain medical how can I say, certain medical things, like of course running nurses and doctors, but like moving forward, what is that called, like rebuilding the heart, but it's with the one machine, things like that. Okay, that's going to be in high demand in the next 5 years. Is all these electric cars going to boom? Yes. So if your child is into cars, mechanic or whatnot, why not send them to school now, which mechanic school I think is 1 year. In 1 year, they can be proficient in rebuilding cars, fixing cars, and then hopefully maybe, I don't know, because I haven't looked into it. I'm not trying to be a mechanic, but do you get what I'm saying? Rebuilding or, learning electric cars. That would be an excellent thing to do for the future. That will keep them employed. If they want, if you don't want to own your own business, if you want to be employed, you're going to be in a field where you're in high demand. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing things out. Circling back to the gentleman that I saw, I work in retail. I see where it's going. Show me a store that you can't walk into and they're not implementing some kind of system to make it quote unquote easier and faster, but at the same time they are, eliminating that interaction with the cashier. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you see where I'm going with that? I'm under no illusion. One time I did a video, it was probably last year before last, and I can't remember the subject. I was talking about something, and then I was alluding how I was a cashier, whatever, and then someone made the comment in my comment section and said something along the lines like, well, you're becoming obsolete. I'm like, but see, here's the thing. I know that. Some people do not realize that. Some people, for example, work at Walmart and think that for the next 10 years that they will be a cashier at Walmart. Do you see cashiers in the next 10 years? Do you see cashiers in the next 5? Do you see cashiers in the next 3, 1 to the end of the year? Let's be honest. I'm just being honest with myself and preparing myself so I can get myself ready for the next thing that happens, the next boom that happens, so I'm not trying to play catch up. So with that being said, so the video, poor planning as we move forward. God, these Some of these jobs are obsolete. I do not want to be in my 60s or 70s still working. I don't even want to, I'm about to be 44. I don't want to be 45 and still be working. I have a game plan. I have a blueprint, and I am following my blueprint. And I need to, just seeing this gentleman makes me want to kick it up 10 notches, up to the next level, just so I don't have to be in no shade, or but I'm aware and I'm pointing it out. I do not want to be that age working. I don't want to be this age right now and working. I have no problem working, but I don't want to be working for someone. Do you get what I'm saying? I have no problem pouring into my business and working my own business, minding my own business. But at this point that I'm at now, I don't want to be at somebody else's business, running their business, making them millions of dollars, billions of dollars every year. They're getting big bonuses while I'm still stuck at the same pay, trying to keep my head above water. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay, I think I've ranted enough. I'm just saying. 20-minute video. It's a long one today, you guys. Stay tuned. I will be giving you guys some more. It won't always be talking about stuff like this. I'll show a fun side. Maybe I'm going to the store and I wipe out a store and I buy 100 pairs of shoes and I turn around and flip them for whatever, and I make X amount of dollars. I'm just going to show you my life, you guys, and this is my life. So if you saw the video before, you saw that I went to jail. I'm just saying, if you're still watching this video, I went to jail. So I explained that and taking personal responsibility. And now we're talking about poor planning. Poor planning, I think a lot of people in this world, we do poor planning. And I think in the near future, it's gonna slap us in the face very hard, and it's gonna be a rude awakening for a lot of people. So I'm just trying to get ahead of the curve. All right, you guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching, you guys. I'm back. Hopefully I can start pumping this content out for you guys. All right, bye.